Okay, welcome back to another MTGO League. I'm going to be running some more 4-colour through today. One of the front runners for an upcoming tournament I've got. The deck list is, it's pretty standard. I think there's a pretty consensus over what goes in the deck these days, but there are several flex slots, so I'll just go over those. People seem to have converged on the fact that Ragavan is really good. I mean, everyone knew Ragavan was really good, but really good in this deck. So I'm playing 4 of those, and then you've got the classic ones that never really leave the deck. So you've got the 6 elementals, endings, Omnaths, Teferis, Wrenn and Sixes, iterations, counterspells, abundant growths. All of those are pretty stock now. Then in the kind of more loose slots, we've got 4 lightning bolt. We've got 2 memory deluge that are becoming pretty common. Some people run a split of unholy heat lightning bolt, but don't know, some of the kind of videos I've been watching, people have been struggling to get delirium for their unholy heats. So lightning bolt's just so efficient. I think that's where we want to be. And then running a couple of different ones. So we've got 2 Eldenry's Calls. I really like this card. Gives you a kind of toolbox element, ability to, when you're top decking late game, you just want to draw that all the time. Or if you're up against Hammer, it's often that you can Eldenry's Call for a Fury. And then we're running 1 main deck, Mages of the Moon. Surprising how many times this has saved me. You can just Eldenry's Call end of turn, untap and slam that with your basic lands and abundant growths out, and it can just shut the door on people. Pretty standard mana base. We've got 1 of Boseiju, new land, and we do have a 1 of Sokenzan as well. Make some spirit tokens, and obviously doing that with Wrenn and Six out is really, really good. So yeah, that's the main, and then in the side, again, pretty standard. A few off the wall choices. It's very difficult to rent this on mana traders, as I think I've said in previous videos. I've just about managed to get the main pretty much how I want it, but the side, ideally I think we'd probably want to run some Force of Negations, Force of Vigors, Endurances, but all of those are also hideously expensive on Magic Online. So filled up on Relic of Progenitus, Veil of Summers. We've got 1 Blossoming Calm, which is good against Burn, good against Belcher. And then I've gone for a Fracturing Gust, just good against Hammer Time, really. And a couple of Spreading Seas to round it off. So let's hope that's that's good enough. I'm going to try and kind of grind my way, I guess, to some more tickets to be able to just maybe buy some of the cards for now. But yeah, hope everyone's doing well today. Thanks to everyone that's subscribed recently. Please do consider subscribing if the content's something you're enjoying. I'm going to be playing quite a lot of this deck, I would imagine. Quite a lot of probably more Murktide, probably more Rhinos, and some Jund Saga in the run up to another tournament I've got. It's another Mega Modern run by Axion now in the UK. Let me know if you're going to be going there, and yeah, be good to chat. And yeah, let me know in the comments if there's anything you like, anything you don't like, and always happy to discuss plays. Always want to get better at the game and discuss things. So yeah, but for now, let's get into the first round. Okay, we'll be on the play here. Good to play relatively quickly with this deck. It can take a long time. It does. The games do tend to get very, very grindy. So yeah, good to play first. Can't keep this. It's really good if we top deck a land, but if we don't, we're just pretty screwed. This hand's a lot better. So we'll keep this. What are we going to bottom? Could be Teferi. No, I think it's probably Ice-Fang, because we're going to want to go Wrenn and Six turn 2 anyway. Yeah, let's go Ice-Fang. And then we're going to fetch. We want to go and get red, blue, I think. Go and get red blue, and then we can play Wrenn and Six next turn. Yeah. Could be red white. I think we're going to get red blue. Because we draw a counterspell. Yeah. And this is another reason why Ragavan's so good, because if my opponent is like a Thoughtseize deck, you know, they can't both Thoughtseize and kill the Ragavan, probably. Say probably, it could be something like Gut Shot, or well, they can't be running Fury. They're a Lurus deck. So yeah, don't know what what this hideaway. Okay, so this is mill. So we are 80 cards, which is helpful. Okay. So yeah, we'll attack here. We could destroy this. Ruin Crab. Don't think we're interested in playing the Ruin Crab, although we could try and mill our opponent out. It's pretty funky. But I think we're just going to get this Wrenn and Six going. Go grab. I think we'll grab Temple Garden. Hope our opponent doesn't have the what's it called? The thing that mills you if you search. So it's tempting to okay, they had Drown a Lock, that's fine. Okay, Eladamri's Call, not too bad. We could Eladamri's Call for another another Ragavan, but I think we're just going to play the Teferi here. So where are we going? What do we want to get? We don't really care about our life total at the moment. Slam this Teferi. I think we'll just tick up for now. Could be that we start Boseijuing my opponent's lands, but okay, so we're going to get milled somewhat here by this crab. Probably going to bounce the Hedron Crab. Teferi is obviously very helpful against the spell that stops you, that when you search it mills you. We'll just make sure that we search in our own time, on our own turn. Okay, so Fury is pretty good. We could Eladamri's Call. I think I'm just going to bounce the crab. Or we could... actually, I think I'm just going to cast Fury here. Gets the clock going as well, which is what we want to do. Just going to get a basic now, I think. Obviously, we want to kill the Hedron Crab. Then we'll tick up, try and buy back this Wooded Foothills. Opponent might crack the Soul Guide Lantern here. We're not too bothered if they do. Tick up again. So yeah, this is where we want to be. We've now got we're now hitting my opponent for potentially 6 a turn. Obviously our opponent can have another drown in the lock, but might be that they want to just draw cards. So yeah, if Damage Coatl here, I've seen some lists with main deck endurance, which would have been nice. Okay, Field of Ruin is a way for my opponent to force us to search. Okay, Iteration. I think we're going to Iteration and then hold up Eladamri's Call. Shouldn't have played the land if I want to Iteration, but yeah, I've just messed up the sequencing a little bit here. We can just go and get a mountain here. We'll cast this Iteration. Okay, Counterspell is really nice, so I think we'll put Counterspell in hand, bottom the Triome, exile the Bolt, bolt my opponent because we might as well. Tick this up, get the Foothills back. Okay, opponent's deciding they want to exile our graveyard, which is fair enough. I guess it's, you know, a Wrenn and Six emblem here is pretty damn good. How to do this one? Okay, so they're a while off doing that. That's Eladamri's Call. I mean, we could go and get Magus, but I think we're just going to go and get Omnath here. So yeah, we'll go Omnath first. Okay, we find Flooded Strand, which is really nice. Are we going to... Does it matter what we do now? I think for this turn, I'm going to just keep... I'm going to try and keep Wrenn and Six around. Grab an island. Abundant Growth, the island. Another Omnath. So yeah, we'll tick up. I guess we might as well draw a card with Abundant Growth. Okay, we find Solitude. Another island. I might just cast this other Omnath. Yeah, I think we can just cast this other Omnath. We've got enough of them. Okay. If we can survive this turn, I'm pretty sure we just win. Oh, we probably should have just put yeah, probably should have just put Yorion into our hand. Okay. Get Gets 10 cards. Hideous Laughter isn't as good against us as it is some. Wondering if we have enough. If we draw another land, we can just bolt my opponent to death next turn. Opponent cycles visions. Okay, so that should just be it. Bolt my opponent. So we can bolt them once, twice, 3 more times. Win with Wrenn and Six is ultimate. Always good. Okay, so we get there with the we cast Lightning Bolt 4 times in the final turn of that game, which is pretty good. We finished with 38 cards in our library. Obviously a little bit of an advantage against Mill in that we run 80 cards. But there we go. So we're going to want to bring in all of these. Then, yeah, so these just stop my opponent either countering stuff with Drown and Lock or targeting us with some of the stuff. I think Magus can probably come out. Deluge is great because it, you know, if they put it in the graveyard, we can cast it again. We want all of the kill spells. Ice-Fang's less good. Ragavan's really good. Bolt is fine. I mean, we can keep a few more things in if we want, as in, you know, we can present even more than 80 cards. We do have an extra land than sometimes we do, so some lists run 29, so we've got an extra one there. So we do have an extra land, which can, you know, change the maths in favour of going up a few cards. Do we want the Relic of Progenitus? I think we're going to present 83. It's whether we want Relic or whether we want Ice-Fang. They are a Lurus deck. They do have things that let them, you know, I think Ice-Fang's pretty low impact. I think we'll go Relic instead and go something like that. So yeah, relics are good against Drown in the Lock. They're good against the cards that do things just if there's cards in the graveyard, like what are the other ones? The 1 mana draw card, that if you have 20 or more cards in the graveyard, it's Ancestral Vision. Ancestral Recall, sorry, not Ancestral Vision. But so yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, so what we can do here, I think this is fine. We've got, you know, we've got the requisite number of lands that we want. We've got an answer to a turn 1 crab. Okay, so Plains is nice. So do we want to fetch now? We're going to have to fetch at some point. So if we go and get white, red, we don't have we need to get green. So we could go and we can't get green red with this anyway. So let's just go Steam Bents. It's quite possible that my opponent kept a hand with quite a lot of the. I don't think I've ever said that. I don't think I've said it right in this match at all. What's the card that makes you that mills if you search? Oh, trap, archive trap. It's pretty likely my opponent's got some sort of number of archive traps in there. So I wonder if we're meant to play Teferi first. I think we probably are. So I think I'm just going to start playing my my basics and untap lands. Okay. So opponent has to have. That's a good draw. So yeah, we're going to play this, which is a little bit annoying that we have to play it out, but worth it to play Teferi. And then I'm just going to tick this up. Because now, next turn, we can fetch without my opponent being able to archive trap us. Which is obviously really good. I suppose we've got Blossoming Calm now as well. I suppose my opponent's got this Field of Ruin. And not having basic planes in the deck is a little bit frustrating. Okay, so we do get to untap. Oh, Wrenn and Six is fantastic draw. So yeah, we'll just go Flooded Strand. Fetch. So we probably want more blue mana. So blue green is probably the get. Yeah. Play this Wrenn and Six. Oh, I should have enchanted a land first. That was dumb. Yeah, because I could have still held up Blossoming Calm. Could have still held up Blossoming Calm while enchanting the plains. So yeah, I've missed a spell there. Could be a hard cast archive trap here. Okay, so we'll go and get, I guess, green mana here. Has our opponent got an archive trap? Obviously, if my opponent's holding more than one archive trap, that's really good. Target opponent. I would like to gain hexproof, please. Opponent might have more than one archive trap. They now can't. Yeah, my opponent just concedes to that. So yeah, holding up, being able to playing out those basic lands was key in the early game. It could well be. I wouldn't be surprised if my opponent has more archive traps in hand. So yeah, good to get that one. See you for the next round. Right, we're on the draw here. Bit of an awkward hand. We can cast Eladamri's Call, but nothing else really, because those basic planes. But I think we'll keep, and then hopefully see another land off the top at some point. Godless Shrine, tapped, sure. So don't mind a land. Okay, yeah, Ketria Triome's a good one. Would have gone and fetched that with the Flooded Strand anyway, so. Okay, so this turn we're just going to hold up. Okay, Stoneforge Mystic may have to get Solituded. Okay, Caldra. We'll see what we draw. Looks like draw Bolt or Ending or okay, few too many lands now. We're going to have to Solitude. I think we're just going to get rid of Eladamri's Call. We could Solitude the Caldra. But Yeah, could Solitude the Caldra, but I think we're better off to just do this. Stop my opponent getting Caldra onto the field. We don't know quite what they're on. Thoughtseize. I think we're going to fetch and yeah, we're going to play our Ice-Fang Coatl here. If our opponent's got another Thoughtseize, we don't want to lose our mana. So we can just go and get an island here. Yeah, we don't want them to go Thoughtseize, take Ice-Fang, Thoughtseize, take Expressive Iteration. So looking like Black-White Stoneblade. Magus of the Moon is interesting. Opponent may take that because, well, depends what they've got in hand, I guess. Magus of the Moon not too bad here because we can fetch basic forest with this. And we've got basic plains in hand. Yeah, they do take Mages of the Moon. Okay, got Marsh Flats. Don't really want to see another Stoneforge Mystic. Okay, basic plains. Okay, ending our thing, that's fine. So now we can just go iteration. Okay. So I guess we'll go to Teferi in hand. Bottom the Wrenn and Six, exile the Bolt. Let's play the Mountain. Bolt my opponent. At least get some use out of the cards. Keeping Teferi here because it's a good answer to Caldra. Well, reasonable answer to Caldra. Torak is bad. Yeah. Okay. Probably should have expected Torak. Okay, Abundant Growth is actually our best draw, I think. So we'll Abundant Growth the Mountain, because then we can just draw a load of cards here. Well, Fury's not bad. If we can draw a red card, which we do, if we draw another land, how into just killing this are we? Yeah, I think so. Opponent's got 3 cards in hand, 4 cards now. We know one of them is Caldra. We could have waited there, lose the Teferi. Okay, Inquisition. Lingering Souls was a bit unexpected. Okay. Wooded Foothills. Not ideal. I think we'll go... Do you want to? I don't think I'll play the land just in case my opponent plays something like Liliana. Unlikely, probably, but okay. Killing Teferi. Yeah, Torak is so bad. Okay, opponent's getting worryingly close to a Caldra hardcast. Okay, Teferi's nice. We'll just play that, I think. Bounce a soul. Ugh. Bit surprised our opponent didn't flashback Lingering Souls. I guess maybe they're afraid of a Supreme Verdict, maybe? Obviously we're in the market to draw Omnath. What else do we want? Omnath, Eladamri's Call's great. More Solitudes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 lands for the opponent. 6 lands for the opponent, so it's not far off casting Caldra. Yeah, there's a Liliana. Okay, so deciding not to tick up, which is fair enough. Okay, ending. What do we do with ending? Because ending is very good against Caldra. Although they can just equip it to a soul, so I think I'm going to just ending the Liliana. And then, yeah, we'll keep the land because we want to, yeah, if we find Omnath, we want the land. If my opponent plays another Liliana. Okay, so here comes Caldra, so we really need to find Omnath. Solitude is also okay. We'll take a Teferi. More Misty Rainforest. 5, 6, 7, 8. I think we just have to play this now. Which is less than ideal. So opponent will hit. Opponent could attack us 5, 6, 7. They could attack us with everything. Okay, just attack him with that. That's fine. We'll take that. Come on, Omnath. Oh, you love to see it. Okay, so we'll go Omnath. Forest. Oh, and the ending as well is pretty nice. So I guess we're just going to ending the token. And then, I mean, my opponent can put Caldra on a token. There's no way we're blocking, so I think we're just going to try and, yeah, we're just going to keep these fetch lands. I suppose we could have dealt my opponent 4 damage there. But yeah, if my opponent wants to spend 7 mana to equip, that's okay. We can gain most of the life back with Omnath. I guess we only gain 3 a turn, but so we won't go and get a Triome here. We're just going and get like Temple Garden, I think. Got up to 13. Then we've got some, you know, we can attack back here. Really want to draw Teferi. Okay, Flagstone, so it's probably a Smallpox matchup. Yeah, Wrenn and Six is actually really good. We don't want to ping a token, but do we just want to get a land back is the question. I think so. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, we've drawn quite well there. Yeah, so we'll just get Misty back. We're just going to keep gaining life. You can actually attack with everything here. If my opponent doesn't block, we can actually kill them with Omnath. Okay, opponent does block. Yeah, Omnath's just stupid. I guess it depends what my opponent does. If they attack us, I don't actually think we're gaining the life here. I think we're just going to wait. Because yeah. Another Wrenn and Six. I guess we just tick up, get another fetch land to hand, play the fetch, gain some life. Oh, this does have flying. So I guess we can't actually attack very easily. But we can just keep ticking up our Wrenn and Six here. Yeah, Spirit Token with Caldron is pretty scary. So I wonder if we're meant to Vindicate. Okay, that's rather frustrating. Okay, so we'll gain up to 18. Then we might as well, I think, fetch and deal my opponent 4 damage. Hit them down to 7. See if my opponent decides to attack. No attacks. Well, that's a very good draw. Yeah, I guess we'll just cast that. Yeah, that's a pretty insane draw. Oh, an embarrassment of riches here. So we'll take Omnath Ending, I suppose. Tip this up, buy back. What basics have we not got? We'll get a Wooded Foothills. Yeah, this is this is all just pretty insane stuff. We drew the Ice-Fang as well. All pretty good. Go and grab a basic forest. I guess we can just play the Ice-Fang out. Counterspell, okay, probably should have played a little bit better there. Yeah, because Omnath's just stupid. We were pretty far behind. Yeah, that Memory Deluge was a really good draw. We drew fantastically off it as well. Wonder if we could have killed my opponent there. Yeah, we probably could actually. We should have taken. I guess if we'd have taken. Oh yeah, okay. I think I got a bit too distracted by value there, because if I'd have taken Ragavan and Prismatic Ending, ending the Caldra, and then attack with everything, put my opponent to 1, and then we can ping them with the second Wrenn and Six. But I suppose this way plays around removal a bit more. Right, White-Black Stoneblade, so definitely want the Veil of Summers. They're good against Thoughtseize, good against Liliana the Veil. Sanctifier, the token is black from... And we saw they got Fatal Push and Vindicate, so we probably want Sanctifier. Doesn't stop Lingering Souls. Given that they're running Lingering Souls, I wonder if we want EEs. Mages of the Moon, they saw it. They don't need too many basics to operate, so I think we can get rid of that. Relic could be good. Is Counterspell going to be that good here? Don't think so. Bearing in mind they can just put Caldra into play from Stoneforge Mystic. I think we'll bring in the EE. Solitude's good against Caldra. Fury's good against Lingering Souls. The games get quite grindy. I guess we could trim Ragavans in the face of Lingering Souls. Yeah, let's get rid of the Ragavans, especially on the draw. And we'll put in Sanctifiers and a couple of relics and go with that. Yeah, this hand's fine. No red mana, but it's got a lot of good stuff going on. Veil of Summer's pretty nice. Obviously better in the later turns. But don't really want to mulligan against the Thoughtseize deck. We take the Veil of Summer, which is fair enough. So we're going to lead, I think. Oh, we'll lead with Hallowed Fountain now. Because then if we draw a white source, we can slam Sanctifier. Which, I mean, our opponent can kill. Maybe we're not meant to slam it, because our opponent could go turn 3. If our opponent goes turn 3 to Liliana. Okay, there's another Teferi, so we're not slamming it anyway. Let's just play this island. Say go. I may well crack the relic at the end of my opponent's turn. So I Triome, so it doesn't indicate Mardu necessarily, it just indicates that they put the Triome in there for Prismatic Ending. Flagstones, I mean, if I get Smallpox now, yeah. So I think we'll just float mana here. Opponent's got the Flagstones as well, which is unfortunate. Get rid of a Teferi. Sacrifice a land. Yeah, we're gonna. Okay, we draw Bolt. Yeah, okay, so that's another thing about the Sanctifier. Right, so we'll do this. Play. Do we Abundant Growth this so that we can then Sanctify? I think so. Especially now we've drawn another one. Are we going to get Torak is the problem. We do have the answer to Torak as long as it's not, obviously as long as it's not discarded. Lingering Souls, sure. Little bit, little bit annoying that it comes down the turn after we pop the relic, but really need to draw a land. If we don't draw a land, we're not too bad. But yeah, we'd really prefer to draw one. Wrenn and Six. Well, we'll play the Sanctifier. Yeah, not drawing a land there is pretty rough. As soon as we draw a fetch land, we're back in it, I suppose. Okay, we'll take 2 here. See what our opponent does. Flashes back souls. So drawing Fury would be pretty nice. Let us just machine gun down all of the spirits. Drawing a fetch land. Okay, so any land is fine. Oh, I don't think I'm meant to attack here. Oh, I should have bounced first. Yeah, I could have got some damage in. Oh well. I guess I could attack. Then that would allow me to kill 2 spirits. But then I can't do anything else with my mana. Yeah, I think we have to play Teferi. So yeah, I should have gotten... I'm missing 2 points of damage, essentially. Okay, that's not a bad draw. Don't think I'm meant to Solitude a spirit. Save the Teferi. Can't anyway. Opponent has Vindicate. That would be frustrating. Vindicating our Boseiju's bad. Draw the card. We've got tools in our hand. You know, our hand's pretty stocked with stuff. Don't know what the opponent takes here. Probably Wrenn and Six. If we draw a land, then that's just so good. Could be Ice-Fang though, because we can actually cast that. If they've got Torak in hand, it could be Bolt. Yeah, it is the Wrenn and Six. If we don't find a land, I'm going to main phase this Ice-Fang. Okay, Solitude. So we'll main phase the Ice-Fang. Okay, Forest. I mean, it is a land. Can't complain too much. Play the land, pass the turn. Don't know if I'm meant to trade with a spirit here. Don't think so. With this Bolt, these Solitudes, we're probably winning the race. Yeah, I'm not going to trade yet. Especially since this Ice-Fang saves our Sanctifier from a Liliana as well. Misty is very good. Okay, so we'll attack with everything. Play the land, and now we can actually just... It depends what my opponent has, but I don't really want to fetch Shock. I guess our opponent could have Caldra in hand. That's okay. Obviously not ideal, but... Okay, opponent is attacking. So if we flash this in 3, 4, 5, 6, gah, it would have been lethal if we'd have got that extra 2 points of damage in. Obviously our opponent could have something here, but I've got double white. The only thing we won't have is double red if I don't fetch a shock land. But I think we need to preserve our life total. We don't really want to go down. Could be Liliana. Okay, Liliana, that's fine. Okay, so we'll sacrifice the Ice-Fang. Okay, so I have to go and get basic. I mean, the trouble is then we can't bolt and sanctify next turn, but I think that's fine. Let's go and get a basic forest. Cast for Solitude. I think here we are going to exile a spirit. Is it worth? Well, is it worth exiling a spirit? I think gaining them 1 life is fine. Yeah, that's fine. Question is, how much do we care about Liliana? So if I attack Liliana, this would put them to 8. If they make us discard a card, we can just discard this extra Sanctifier. I think we can just attack them with everything. We gain some life. Yeah, I don't really mind. I'll play the land. I'd rather discard the... We can actually Sanctify and Bolt. Sorry, we can actually Solitude and Bolt here. Because we can fetch basic planes with this. Opponent may well be sitting on a Caldra. But I don't know what else they have. Destroy target creature. Sure. So now if my opponent... So my opponent attacks, we're just going to take all this damage. Ending the Sanctifier. Sure. So we do have lethal still. So it could be that my opponent has lightning, fatal push in hand, which we do beat here. They haven't activated their Liliana, so they've got something they want to keep. I don't know what it is. Do we just go and get a Triome? Yeah, I think so actually. I think we can just go and get Triome. We don't need to bolt them now. And then we've got double red, but how much does that matter? No, I think we'll just get planes and then do everything now. So we're not going to exile anything from my opponent's side of the field. Just use this as a 3/2 life. Oh, I didn't bolt in the end anyway. Okay. I guess just in case. Okay, get there. Yeah, I mean, good game. Lots of things going on my opponent's side. I don't know if they were just drawing nothing. I think they probably had Fatal Push in hand. Couldn't kill the Sanctifier, couldn't kill the Solitude. So yeah, get there in game number 2. So see you for the next round. Okay, round number 3. Bit awkward. This Triome makes this hand a little bit awkward. We're going to keep it though. Reason it's a bit awkward is obviously we can't play Ragavan and then Wrenn and Six on turn 2. We're against Amulet Titan. So don't really care about the... Yeah, we're just going to play the Triome and pass. I think this matchup's likely to be quite hard. Okay. So we could play Wrenn and Six. No, we can't play Wrenn and Six because then my opponent can go Titan next turn. So let's play Misty and pass. They've not got a land. Okay, they attack us for 2. No land from the opponent, which is good for us. We're going to get Ketria Triome. Now, how much do we think that's just a bluff? How much do we think they've got 2 lands in hand? Because obviously I'd like to play Wrenn and Six here. I think we either play Wrenn and Six here or we play Ragavan. Well, we either play Wrenn and Six and Ragavan, or we just play Ragavan. I think I'm going to go for it. Actually, I'm going to go and get Basic Forest here because we have got the Magus of the Moon in our deck. Yeah, we're we're banking on this not being sort of extra next level from my opponent. And then, you know, having bland land in hand. There's a land, that's a Stomping Ground. Okay, was not expecting that. If I'm honest. Long time since I've seen that tech. So yeah, we do just die now. I can't believe that. Well, we risked it. I mean, we could have countered it, but then, you know, as soon as my opponent finds what they search these 2, so they had 2, 3, 4, 5. As soon as they find another land, they just cast the Titan again. So fair enough. So we'll take these Spreading Seas. And do we want the Blossoming Calm? Maybe. Ragavan can be really good. Bolt can be not so good. Fury's fine. Solitude's fine. So the only good thing about Bolt is it finishes off. You can Lightning Bolt a Dryad or what have you. As well as pinging it with Wrenn and Six or... Okay, I think... I don't really know. Do we want these engineered explosives? They can deal with it. Maybe it's not Amulet at all. Maybe it's Scape Shift. They were playing the bounce lands though. Let's just cut a couple of bolts and go with that, I think. Spreading Seas isn't amazing here. Because my opponent runs the bounce lands, they can bounce the land with our Spreading Seas on. But it could be that my opponent's playing Urza's Saga. So yeah, okay. So maybe it was ambitious. I did. I don't know. I think that was the right play. Playing the, leaving out the counterspell. But we just get punished for it. But these things happen. So this hand is again a little bit difficult. So we go Wrenn and Six on 2, and then Ice-Fang. We can draw quite a lot of cards, but is that going to be any? I think we're going to mulligan this. This is much better. We'll get rid of one of the abundant growths, I think. Yeah, because then we can go turn 2 ending. I'm still assuming this is Amulet, but unless we want to get rid of the ending, because then we could go. There you go, Amulet. No, I think I'm fine keeping the ending, because we can also ending a Dryad. Okay, so opponent is actually timed out on this one. Just looks like they had to go away, but they did keep pressing through. So don't know if they're waiting for us to, potentially quit or what have you. But there we go. We move on to 3-0 at least. Yeah, shame. I would have quite liked to see how the deck performed against that. But yeah. Also curious to see exactly what sort of Titan list it was. But yeah, we'll leave it there and go on to the next round. Okay, on the play here for round number 4. And yeah, we're going to keep this. Generally keep, especially on the play, any hand with a turn 2 Wrenn and Six in it. Lead off with Wooded Foothills, pass the turn. We're going to go and get a Triome here. Obviously, there are a lot of games where Wrenn and Six isn't great, but also a lot of games where it is. Okay, so Misty Rainforest go. No companion revealed, so not sure what this is yet. Could be blue-white. Right, Raugrin Triome. So we've got a basic forest. We don't want to play basic forest next turn, though. We're going to want to fetch breeding pool, probably. So we can go and get Raugrin Triome, I think. And then get breeding pool. Yeah. So reason we don't want to play those is because we're going to want to Expressive Iteration next turn. So opponent could have Spell Pierce here. Okay, Glacial Floodplain, not something you see often. So it could be, this is probably some sort of going to be like Bant Snow, some sort of snow control, I would imagine. We may well get Prismatic Ending here. Our Wrenn and Six, but that's okay. It got us the land back at least. Another iteration. We're always happy to draw that. We've got this Memory Deluge as well, which is nice. Okay, so what are we going to want here? I'm going to take the ending because it's more likely to be able to kill a Teferi. So put that in hand, bottom the bolt, we'll exile the growth, and then we'll draw another card. We actually end up with 8 cards in hand here. Oh no, we don't. So, me miscounting. We've got 7 cards in hand though. So Teferi's not too big a deal. Well, that is a Teferi. You wouldn't imagine they bounce our abundant growth. Okay, that's fine. So here we're just going to go. Counterspell's pretty. We could go. Well, we can't hold up Counterspell without. So we're going to ending the Teferi. And then we're going to play Basic Island. Yeah, playing Basic Island there. because next turn we're going to want to go Omnath and then fetch. So I think here we're probably just going to, if my opponent doesn't do anything, we're just going to hold up, and then at the end of my opponent's turn we'll cast Memory Deluge, and then we can yeah, I think that's the play, because it, you know, it wastes, if my opponent doesn't do anything here, it wastes their mana. If they go for Memory Deluge of their own, I think I probably would have let it resolve. Okay, so I go land. So yeah, we're going to cast Memory Deluge here. Do we keep this Windswept Heath is the question. Probably. Magus of the Moon, eh? So I think we'll take Teferi and I think Magus here. So if we go to Teferi, hold up Counterspell. So Teferi, hold up Counterspell is something we could do. We could go I think I want a Teferi. Yeah, I should have played. Yeah, I probably should have fetched basic planes first. Question is, do we bounce the Ice-Fang? Counterspell. So do I want to counterspell their counterspell? How into doing that am I? Yeah, I think we're happy to do that. Go and grab Hallowed Fountain, I think. This might resolve. Okay, opponent looks like they've got another counter spell. Oh no, could be Dovin's veto. Endurance. Okay. So I think we can go. We'll just what are we going to bounce? Endurance being a 3/4 is a bit rough. Yeah, I guess we can bounce the Endurance. I wonder if I'm meant to play the Ragavan here. I think I probably am. We're going to lose the Teferi, unfortunately, but that was a reasonable turn for us. So yeah, opponent kills the Teferi. They might go Endurance here because, oh, okay. So we can go Omnath. Yeah. Omnath. Draw a card. Go and get basic planes. And then what are we going to actually do? Did we go Magus? Because then my opponent can't actually cast blue spells, so that's quite nice. Yeah, I think that's fine. So we don't need green mana. I'm going to need white to get rid of this Ragavan. But I kind of want red as well. This would generate red anyway. Let's get rid of the white. And then we can go iteration. Okay, that's pretty good. So we'll put Solitude in hand, bottom that, exile this, play this on this. Actually, we don't need to do that. We can go this on the steam vents. And then ending the Ragavan. And complete what is a pretty good turn. Okay, opponent's got the basic island, but it turns them off Counterspell, Archmage's Charm. Okay, they've got their own Spreading Seas, so that's reasonable for them. They have a... I mean, obviously this shuts us off loads of mana with with Omnath, but... Okay, so they've got lots of Spreading Seas. So that means they will be able to cast... things like Archmage's Charm, but we're going to go, how much mana will we have? We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana, which is enough to we can dash Ragavan and we can cast Solitude. Okay, don't actually need to cast Solitude here. Although if we Solitude, can we then kill my opponent? 4, 6, 7, 8. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can hit them for 11. No, I think we want to save the Solitude. Dash this Ragavan. Attack for quite a lot of damage. Make a treasure, exile endurance. How much do we want to cast endurance? There's nothing. I suppose my opponent could have Snapcaster Mage. So I am going to cast this, I think. Just in case my opponent's got Snapcaster Mage. I don't think it's massively likely. But endurance also it obviously attacks for 3. It blocks if need. It blocks a dashed Ragavan from my opponent. Okay, we get the GG. So yeah, you don't see Glacial Floodplain all that often. I wonder if there's are there any other snow payoffs in this kind of in these colours? I can't remember. I don't think there are, but I may be forgetting some. Okay, so we saw loads of counterspells, so we'll bring in all of the Veil of Summers. Yeah, Mage of the Moon again, really good there. Lightning Bolt's okay. Ending is good to kill Teferi. I mean, do we want Counterspell here? If my opponent slams Teferi, we haven't. I mean, they're kind of. Do we want Ragavan? I think so. Could consider cutting some bolts. think we'll go 1 Counterspell, 2 bolts down. Go with that. We didn't see anything that we need to bring in Relic for, but yeah, I think this is fine. Okay, game 2. Gonna want to play a bit quicker here. This is honestly pretty close, but I think we are gonna mulligan. Don't really want to keep a 1-lander. This is better. I'm gonna bottom the Fury, I think. Slightly awkward being on the, slightly more awkward on the draw, because yeah, my opponent will be able to hold up Counterspell. So we could do, yeah, I think we're just gonna play this, play the Triome. I guess it could, yeah, okay, that was a mistake. I should have, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, the reason that was a mistake, I should have played the fetch land, because then, yeah, I should have played the fetch land because my opponent could have spreading seized this and we couldn't have cast Wrenn and Six. I'm going to go for Wrenn and Six here. I think we're just going to jam. So I'll go and get... So I'm about to play so many forests, something. I'm going to get Breeding Pool, because then we can have Counterspell up as well. I think we're just going to jam here. Could be that we were meant to waste our opponent's mana. But Wrenn and Six does just resolve. We know our opponent's got Solitude in hand. But yeah, turn 2 Wrenn and Six is just so good in this style of matchup. It's good in quite a lot of matchups, but yeah, in this kind especially. So opponent didn't have... okay, so we just get to untap with Wrenn and Six, which is amazing. Oh, okay, so we're going to want to do this. I think we're just going to get basic planes here. And then I think we're just going to hold up. We can just hold up Counterspell now. We could jam Teferi, but I'd rather jam it in a couple of turns when we can protect it. Opponent could have Veil of Summer as well. So opponent could be going for Teferi, hold up Veil. Okay, well, I mean, we're fairly content to just, I guess, just sit for a while. So we'll go and get just a shock land. We're going to keep the Triome in our deck. So we want an extra red, really. So we're going to get Steam Vents. Tick up. Yeah, I think we're fairly happy here to just sit, and endurance is... I guess we can counterspell this. Uses our mana at any rate. You know, here it's worth a card from our graveyard, and okay, our opponent's got Veil of Summer, which is unfortunate. Okay, so yeah, I think it was worth going for that. I mean, our opponent had Veil of Summer anyway. We're not too angry if my opponent slams Teferi here. Okay, so I think we go to Teferi, given that we've now drawn another one. Okay, there's a counterspell, that's fine. Do this, tip this up. So yeah, maybe I should have done more there. Gone for something a bit more. Okay, so opponent's got lots of lands. Attacking Wrenn and Six, which is reasonable. Okay, so Solitude. Yeah, Solitude's a good draw. Do I want to play a land first? I think I probably do. Let's play a land first, just in case our opponent's got Mystical Dispute, I suppose. Guess we could have waited and just hardcast Solitude, wouldn't have been bad. If this doesn't resolve, we will just Prismatic Ending the Endurance. Okay, opponent's counters with Archmage's Charm, which is, it's okay. So we're going to try and, I think we will try and do this. And then we can just tick up our Wrenn and Six. If my opponent casts another Endurance, I will probably not Solitude it. At this point, I think I'd rather have Omnath in hand. So yeah, they kill Wrenn and Six, which is good for them, obviously. Okay, so we could go on. I think here we're just going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do we just try and jam Omnath? Because if that doesn't resolve, we can go. I think I'm going to try and jam because it uses our mana more efficiently here. Okay, Omnath resolves. Oh, we did know that they had Solitude. Yeah, we did know that they had Solitude, so maybe that was a bit loose. But I do draw a card. We find Eladamri's Call. So I do want to be able to cast that this turn. Or do I just go and... So we Eladamri's Call. We could go and get Magus. We haven't got basic planes though. Okay, when am I doing this? I think I'm going to just do this now. Actually, I think I'm... It's doing it now versus doing it in my opponent's upkeep. I think I'm going to do it in my opponent's upkeep. Because if my opponent has exactly Counterspell, or they've got enough mana to do anything else anyway, I think I'm going to play around... that instead. So we'll go and get another Omnath. Well, there's a mini Teferi. We take 6. So they bounce Solitude. Okay, so that's okay-ish. Misty. So we can play Misty and then gain the life with Omnath at least. Because my opponent is just going to Solitude. How much do I always want to Solitude? Maybe I'm meant to just Solitude this turn. Waste my opponent's mana. Although they probably Solitude our Solitude. We go land, Omnath, gain some life. I think that's yeah, I think that's fine here. We get to draw a card. And then we can put Yorion in hand. I mean, we gain life anyway, I suppose. Go and get a Raveler Forest. Gain us some life. Okay, we find another Solitude, which isn't too bad. Opponent's got 1 card in hand, we've got 4, we've got 2 now. How much mana have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're almost double spell turn. Oh, Iteration is a very nice draw. Okay, so we will go hand. Can we fetch any more basics? Yes. Exile that. Play that. So 1, 2, 3. We can't double spell. We could go to Teferi, bounce, endurance, draw. No, I think we're going to Solitude. It uses more of our mana. Oh, I should have. Yeah, that was a bit stupid, really. So yeah, I should have Solituded the endurance, because endurance can attack through my Solitude. Although the rationale I had was, if my opponent draws another Teferi, they might be running Ephemerate. We'd much rather they do endurance things again than do Solitude again. Okay, do we go and get another basic forest? Do I wait? And if I'm going to get basic forest anyway, I think I'm just going to wait. Ragavan's an interesting draw. Okay, I'm going to play my own Teferi. See if this provokes a response. There's an Ice-Fang Coatl. Okay, opponent's got Solitude. Maybe I should have attacked first. Well, we gain life anyway here. Okay, so let's go. Let's go bounce. I think we're going to bounce endurance here. Although, if I draw a kill, well, I'm going to bounce the Solitude, I think. And then we'll Solitude their endurance. Although we don't really. No, I'm not going to bounce the Solitude. I'm just going to bounce endurance. Okay, that's a decent draw. We'll play our land for turn. We could dash Ragavan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think we're going to go and grab another basic. We'll go Solitude. And we'll get rid of Ice-Fang. Again, because Solitude can now block this. Then we'll dash the Ragavan. Am I going to attack their Teferi is the question. I think so. We don't want my opponent to go bounce my Solitude, attack my Teferi down. We are going to need to speed up here. So now our opponent's got, okay, ending the Teferi isn't too bad. Good thing about these lands as well is they get to they get around Teferi. Flooded Strand. Okay, So am I playing out this? I think we'll just wait. Because opponent's probably going to try and deploy, they're probably going to deploy their, and I thought they would deploy their endurance there. Oh, these have haste, don't they? Did forget they get haste. Although I guess it wouldn't have killed Teferi anyway. Well, Memory Deluge is a good draw. So I think we're just going to attack Teferi with everything. Yeah, I want to kill that. It may mean that we lose our Solitude to Endurance. But actually, yeah, we want to draw the Endurance out here. Because Memory Deluge is it's a pretty good one to have lying around in the graveyard. So is it 7 mana to flashback? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we do have enough to play and flash it back. I wonder if it's worth playing it now. I don't think so. I think I'd rather do it at instant speed. Because we can play and flash it back, which I'm going to do in my opponent's upkeep. So Deluge. Okay, so we'll take Teferi and yeah, we'll go Teferi and Iteration, I think. I should have fetched first because this gives my opponent opportunity to Deluge is just so good. Okay, so we'll take, we don't really want land, we'll go, what do we want? I guess Ice-Fang Solitude, or does it matter? Do we want Wrenn and Six? Let's take Ice-Fang Abundant Growth, I think. Yeah, because then we can just, next turn we can just start playing out our stuff. You know, draw a whole bunch of cards. I mean, just drew 4 cards. Okay, so we'll lead off with Iteration here. Oh, Solitude's a good draw. This deck just keeps going. Okay, Counterspell's nice. So we'll go. No, that was wrong. Hand the Counterspell. Bottom the Foothills. Exile the Ragavan. We'll dash this Ragavan. I guess we now play Teferi to play around another Endurance. Oh, I haven't left myself with any blue mana. What's this? Solitude. Could counter that. I think that's fine. We are very low on time. Really need to win this game. So I'm going to bounce the... I think I'll bounce Solitude here. We find a land. Do we ending this? Don't think so. We can Ice-Fang. Yeah, we are really short on time. Okay, we'll Ice-Fang. Get the endurance off the field. Okay, we should be fine now. Yeah, Wrenn and Six is good. Play the Wrenn and Six. I guess we'll play out the Yorion. Do I bounce the Teferi? No. Okay, Boseiju's good with Wrenn and Six. Oh, okay, Supreme Verdict's pretty good. Gotta counter that. Gonna Solitude this, dash the Ragavan. We're winning this game, I'm just concerned about the clock. Opponent could Solitude here. So deciding against. Oh no, they can't because we've got Teferi. Tick Teferi up. Tick Wrenn and Six up. Oh, we should be getting back the I should be getting back the red channel land. Yeah, that's stupid. Okay. Playing too quickly. Okay, so here I'm going to end of turn, we'll ending this because we can add black, blue, red. Oh, this is annoying. Green, red, white, blue. Okay. Take this up. Get back this. Cast this with dash. Do this. Got 1 minute. We've not got long, but we can make ever increasing 1/1s. Draw 2, sure. So we're going to ping this because we're just racing now. Just want to get the damage back. I guess I could actually. I'm going to bounce it with Teferi. I want to find a lightning bolt, really. Bounce this. Draw a card. Get back this. Dash Ragavan. Do this. Remember that costs 1 less because of Ragavan. Attack for 5. So opponent goes to 9. We do kind of want to keep up Veil of Summer here. 9. We've got 4, 5, 6. Like, yeah, we're going to lose on time here. Yeah, we're just going to lose on time, unfortunately. Because we get to ultimate Wrenn and Six. Cycle. Should cycle that, really. Do I just ultimate? I guess so. Go and get Fury. So ultimate this. Then we can go Ella Danbury's Call. But I mean, we have to search for a creature. We only got 20 odd seconds left. Fury. Cast the Fury. Yeah. Oh, I should dash Ragavan there, really, because otherwise it's not going to be lethal next turn. If we can find Lightning Bolt, maybe. They got another Verdict? Yeah, we're going to lose this one on time, unfortunately. Oh, that's so frustrating. We're so far ahead here. Yeah, that's really frustrating. I guess it wouldn't be a league with 4 colour if we didn't time out every so often. Good games, but you know, I should have played faster, I guess. Opponent had 10 minutes on the clock. For testing purposes, we'll call that one a win. I can't see my opponent coming back from the position they're in. We've got Teferi out. We've got the Remblem as well with 4 lands in hand, so that we can counterspell anything. Apart from the Supreme Verdict that I think my opponent went through. How many did they? They had 2. They went through 2, but yeah, I think we made some very suboptimal plays, unfortunately, because we were just short on time. Okay, well, yeah, a bit of a rough one there, but see you for the next round. Right, see a weird hand here. I think I'm going to keep it in the blind, but well, maybe this shouldn't have been a keep. Ooh, that's a rather funky island. Oh, that's a good draw. So, what am I going to do? Do I? I think I'm just going to lead Stomping Ground. It is a bit annoying that we won't be able to hold up Counterspell on turn 2. That's the Ragavan connects, obviously, but. Okay. Cascade Bluff, so it's some sort of. Could be Snapcast Mage. Petty Theft. Okay, sure. So we'll just play out the Flooded Strand. And I think, yeah, we can cast this Ragavan. Could be a Blood Moon deck. Yeah, we'll fetch now. We'll go and get Raugrin Triome. We're going to shock this in because yeah, if our opponent does anything, we may well want it to counterspell. Obviously, we'd love for it to just resolve. Okay, not resolve, hit. Yeah, we'll consider. Yeah, we'll put another Ragavan into the graveyard. Ladambri's Call's nice. Yeah, good to get that. If they go Brazen Borrower, I think we just bolt it. Yeah, let's go bolt. We can still Eladamri's. We probably don't want to Eladamri's Call though. We're probably just going to try and protect the Ragavan for now. Ooh, Omnath. I think we're going to play the Plains. I don't think we're going to Omnath yet. Yeah, I'm happy to counterspell this, I think. Yeah, frustrating we haven't got another blue land because we can't double counterspell. Another petty. Oh, okay, so another petty. Okay, so we'll now cast it. It's got 3 cards in hand. Do we use our Eladamri's Call is the question. Could be Steel. Murktide Regent. Okay. So opponent could have Counterspell again. Wonder if I meant to just get Solitude. Yeah, let's get another Solitude, I think. Yeah, we're gonna need to kill that. So we'll play the land. This could just get counterspelled. Okay. How much do I just want to go Solitude? I think I do. Yeah, we've got some good cards in hand. While my opponent's tapped out, we are going to need to get rid of the Murktide Regent at some point. Get him 2 damage, make a treasure. Stopping them drawing the iteration is pretty nice as well. Blast Zone. Okay, not something used to seeing from Murktide. Okay, so we can actually Omnath and hold up. Can we Omnath hold up Counterspell here? So we'll attack first. Reason being, if my opponent's going to use the Blast Zone, we want them to use it. We want them to use their mana, so they're less likely to be able to counter a Omnath Fire. Okay, could counter that. My opponent. Oh, so that's the last card they've got in their hand. I think we'll counter that. Is that right? No, I think that's fine actually. I'd rather hold up Counterspell for Omnath. For another Murktide or something. Slam this Omnath. Green. Blue. Wouldn't mind drawing a fetch land. Okay, we'll play that. Yeah, it's going to hold up Counterspell now. Opponent's empty-handed. Don't think we're interested in countering Brazen Borrower. Opponent might as well attack. Brainsborough can't block. Okay, so Wooded Foothills is nice. We're going to attack first. And we can do this. And then we can put Yuri. This. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can we do it by just getting basic and hold up Counterspell? We'll have 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we can do. I think I'm quite conscious of my life total, but I think this is we're probably fine here. So yeah, do this. So we'll pay 2 of those and just pay 3 green. Cast this. Yeah, we got easily enough. Opponent has drawn a counterspell, but I will counter back now. Opponent's conceded from the game. Yeah, we draw an extra card. Opponent's got nothing. We're just getting wrecked by this Omnath. So yeah, we do well there. Let's see what we want to think about sideboarding. So my opponent is possibly likely to be bringing in Blood Moon. We didn't see Ragavans from our opponent's side. I think we want the relics. We want the Veil of Summers. We don't want the Magus. Sanctifier could be good. We probably don't want Fury. Counterspell seems fine. Lightning Bolt. I think Ending could probably go, although they're probably a Ragavan deck. I think Sanctifier is probably good. Counterspell. Yeah, Ragavan. Maybe we cut the bolts. Yeah, let's trim some bolts. Sanctifier. I think we want both Sanctifiers. Opponent just can't really deal with Sanctifier that easily. What's the next cut? Ice-Fang? No, I think Ice-Fang's pretty good. Maybe 1 Prismatic Ending. Let's go with that. Okay, let's have a Yorion. What do we think about this? It's got Veil of Summer. It's got Prismatic Ending. I think we're going to keep this. Yeah, Veil of Summer's not too bad. Got an answer for things like Ragavan. Okay, basic planes isn't actually too bad. I do like the fact that this deck doesn't rely on the graveyard too much. So yeah, we're going to go and get Raugrin Triome, double white in case we draw. In case you draw Sanctifier. Looks like we're about to get fired. How much do we care? Stops my opponent drawing a card. We're not currently doing anything else. How much is it better to just wait on Veil of Summer? Oh, we can't Veil of Summer anyway. Okay, never mind. That's not too bad. Actually, yeah, we're going to play that. We didn't see a splash from our opponent. Okay, so now we can just go Iteration. We have got quite a lot of lands. I think we'll go, yeah, I think we're just going to do that and then Iteration. It is weird and it signifies fairly what we've got going on. But, well, maybe this is a bad exchange. I probably should have let that resolve. Yeah, so we get 2 cards out of my opponent's hand. Maybe we should have waited until next turn. Gets 2 counters out though. I wonder if we're meant to slam Teferi here. I think so. Although, yeah, we can still do it with this basic planes. Misty. I'll save the Misty. I'm going to play the Teferi here. Although, I guess, yeah, that's fine. If our opponent's got another counterspell, which they don't, I am just going to choose to draw a card. In this matchup, it's, yeah, just so much more important. You know, they've probably got, they haven't got Delirium to be fair. Flame Blitz. Okay. Was not expecting that. But yeah, that would have dealt with Teferi anyway. Okay. Opponent can't do that. So I think we're just going to grab Yorion. Play a fetch land and pass. We're going to go and get basic island. I guess because of Prismatic Ending, the Flame Blitz. Draw 2 cards, sure. Yeah, well, do we need to go and get basic island? Actually, I think we can get a shock here. What do we need more of? Probably, we got quite a lot of white mana already. Let's get more breeding. Get a breeding pool. Okay, Yellow Damry's Call is nice. This has got Ward 3. Okay, I think we just play our land and pass the turn. Well, a Damry's Call here. Opponent's got 3 cards in hand. What are we going to go and get? We could go get Ragavan, or we could just get Ice-Fang Coatl. I don't actually mind getting just Ice-Fang. Use our mana here. Yeah. We can also blink Ice-Fang with Yorion, which is nice. Yeah, that's another good one. Might as well give the Ice-Fang Death Touch. Yeah, now that we've drawn that, I'm happy to just sit on. Just say go. See what our opponent's got. We're happy to waste their mana, really. Snapcaster Mage. Well, that's pretty good. So we could Solitude the Snapcaster Mage. How much are we in for that? Don't think so. Okay, opponent drawing a lot of cards here. I wonder if we're meant to block this. We're winning the race, so I don't think so. So fetch a lot of basic islands, which does... that's a problem. So now we just... Yeah, so now we jam... we just jam here. Okay, so Solitude does resolve. But opponent goes back up to 20. Okay, we'll leave my Flooded Strand uncracked for now. Draw another one. So this costs 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 8 mana. So we can't quite do everything we want. But let's play a Steam Vents tap to pass the turn. I guess we could ending the Snapcaster Mage, but we've got a 3/2 lifelinker, so. Prismatic Command. Okay, sure. So yeah, a bit concerned about a Murktide Regent, I guess. Iteration, sure. Iteration, as usual, the best thing you can draw. Fire Ice is pretty good off it, so they get to kill our Ice-Fang. Okay, so we'll make some 1/1s. Again, leave our land untapped in case we draw Omnath. Wrenn and Six is pretty nice. They've got 4 lands untapped though. I guess we go for it. They will definitely counter. Okay, so they don't counter that, so they don't actually have a counterspell, that would seem. Play our land. Oh, deals 5 damage to each Planeswalker. Did forget about that one. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and ending that. Opponent might counter this. Okay. Yeah, did forget about that, but fortunately we have the answer in hand. Ooh, Memory Deluge is a good one. See what our opponent's got here. Well, Murktide Regent's pretty good. 6/6. Opponent knows we have the land. Okay, so I think, are we meant to either make the tokens here, or they both cost nearly the same amount of mana? I guess Solitude is a little better if we manage to resolve this Yorion. I think I'm going to go for the Solitude. Got an island. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe we're meant to just play around. I'm just going to make the tokens because that plays around. It plays around Mystical Dispute. And of course we might draw Counterspell. That's a very good draw. Just keep getting these tokens back. Let's play this Solitude. It's got 4 cards in hand. Sure, they don't run Cryptic Command. It's possible. Snapcaster Mage. Snap Counterspell's pretty good. Yeah, this one, we may be in trouble here. Do we cycle looking for another one? Or do we just make some tokens and try and race? I'm just going to cycle. Try and find another Solitude. No, we do not find another Solitude. So play a land and pass. So yeah, we're in quite a lot of trouble here. Oh, okay, so opponent's got that as well. Okay. So Solitude, Fury doesn't do it. Teferi, potentially. Okay, so they found another Murktide Regent, which makes this one enormous. Okay, so we get slapped for a lot of damage here. Really need a good draw. Wrenn and Six. I guess that one's only a 5/5, so we can stay alive. Guess we'll play the Wrenn and Six because we can't do much else. Oh, I guess we can kill a Snapcaster with it. Oh, I should have done that first, and then we could have. Yeah, if I did that first, we could have then blinked the Wrenn and Six. Oh, they can cast the Brazen Borrower. Yeah, forget that. Okay, game 3. Okay, so we'll be changing it up to bring in some Relic of Progenitus, I think. Oh, we've brought them all in already. Okay. So yeah, those. Don't think there's anything else we want to change, so let's go with that. Okay, we'd definitely like to play first. This hand's a bit awkward again. I think I'm gonna have to mulligan. The lands just don't quite line up. Oh, this is even worse. Yeah, we're gonna have to mulligan again. Maybe I should have just kept that last one. Yeah, going down to 5 on the draw in this kind of matchup is going to be really sketchy. Opponent keeps 7. Yeah, we have to mulligan again. Oh, come on. This is just awful now. Sure. We're going to have to bottom these Omnaths, I think, and we'll get rid of this Counterspell. Save us, Ragavan. Shock this in. Abundant Growth, I suppose. We probably should have Abundant Growth for Boseiju. Opponent's probably got a Lightning Bolt here. Shock this in. Might as well dash. Opponent could have Bolt or Heat. They could not, of course. Oh, I didn't manage to cast the Consider. That's unfortunate. Could have really done with that. Okay, Wrenn and Six. Guess we'll cast Wrenn and Six first. Okay, so red, white for... Oh, what happened there? Add red. And then, yeah. Okay, opponent. Could be a Snapcaster Mage. It's fire, I think. That's okay, we can play Wrenn and Six at least. But we're just so far behind. See what happens. We've got a decent card in hand. A fetch land is really quite good, I suppose. Yeah, we'll take a counterspell as well. Opponent could go... If they go Brazen Borrower, I'll probably let it resolve. I think I'm going to counter that. Don't really want our opponent cycling through. Oh, they haven't got any lands. Well, Relic's pretty good as well. I wonder if I'm meant to exile everything. I think so. Yeah, oh, yeah, I did that wrong. Yeah, my player's not gone. He's gone a bit awry here. Yeah, obviously I should have fetched and then ticked that up. Okay, attacking Wrenn. Gonna get a Triome here. Raugrin Triome. Yeah, we can just ping the Snapcaster Mage. I think we're going to go for Teferi. Ooh, yeah, okay, so we want to play the land first. In case my opponent has Spell Pierce. Do you have Counterspell by the look of it? Okay. Yeah, we can just pass the turn. Let's go and get... How afraid am I of Blood Moon? I guess we should be fairly afraid of Blood Moon. Yeah. That's a bit rubbish. Go and get Misty. Play the Misty. Can always put our companion in hand. Opponent's got something here. Okay. Hitting the Wrenn and Six for 2 damage. Could mean they have another one. They finally hit their 4th land. Go and get a land of our own. Oh, I meant to get a basic there, really. Okay, counterspell, pretty nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can actually play Yorion and hold up counterspell here, I think. Yeah. Well, draw us a card. Okay, well, we've got the counterspell. We've drawn pretty well. We'll get the island. Counter their Archmage's Charm. Considering we mulled to 4, putting up a bit of a fight. Draw a card from this, which we'll put on the Boseiju, I think. Yeah, Relic's not a bad draw. I guess we really don't want to see a Murktide Regent from the other side of the table. Flame Blitz is pretty good. Oh, and Murktide Regent. The turn after this. Okay, so we need to draw. Teferi is really good. Flame Blitz seems pretty strong. Yeah, we'll also take Iteration. That's obviously really good. Okay, so we'll go hand this, bottom this, exile Omnath, play Omnath. Although I guess we should play the land first, really, so that we can hold up Ice-Fang. Okay, so we would have actually hit, but there we go. Yeah, maybe I wasn't. Maybe we were meant to do that differently. Really don't know what our opponent's got in hand. I'm surprised this Flame Blitz doesn't see more play, really. It's been really good here. Killing our Planeswalkers every turn. See if our opponent's going to go for an attack here. I'll go for an Ice-Fang. Looks like our opponent's got something to say about the Ice-Fang at least. Yeah. Okay, so I think am I just taking this? Yeah, I think so, because we've got a chance to, we're actually in this game by quite a lot now. Somehow. We mull to 4, but you know, we can play this fetch land, which gains us sufficient life. There's a Wrenn and Six as well. Gonna dash this Ragavan. I think we're going to just attack here for a 10. Opponent could have something. Well, there's a Snapcaster Mage. So probably going to block the Ragavan. I guess the trouble with playing Wrenn and Six is I think we play it anyway. Do we get back a land? There's not many lands. I think I'd rather just ping my opponent for 1, and then I'm going to play this out. Obviously, we're a bit loath to I think I'm actually going to gain some life now. Ooh, this might have been an error. Okay, I think we're all right. Yeah, I wanted to do it this now because yeah, I really didn't want my opponent to like kill the Omnath. Okay. So do I draw a card here? It'll make the... Yeah, I think I am going to draw a card. It makes Murktide a little bigger, but... Ugh. Okay, that's... Oh, we could attack. But I think we just keep... I don't think we can afford to attack. Because if we attack... Oh, I played the wrong land there, really. Oh, maybe I should have gone for that. Okay, that's an interesting point. Let me know in the comments what you think. If I go for that attack and my opponent has, you know, they kill the Omnath, and then if they have any sort of, yeah, so they block Omnath, and then if they have, I suppose it would have to be exactly Brazen Borrower. I guess... I think we leave this fetch land uncracked now, because Omnath can potentially just finish off my opponent. Okay, so they play an island. So no attacks. So what are we after here? Oh, come on. Okay, so that's actually pretty good. So... Although, actually, can we just do that this turn, then? So we go land. Yeah, because we can have 3 lands enter the battlefield. Opponent has to kill Omnath right now. Okay, well, they had the petty theft. So we would have lost that last turn. We're not lost, but we will have, yeah. We get to draw a card here. Subtlety? Okay. That's pretty rough. Put that on the top. So yeah, good sequence for our opponent there. Will we see an attack? They had to get rid of a card. Okay, so they are attacking. I'm not going to block. So, if my opponent has exactly Counterspell, I think we're going to slam Omnath. Oh, they've got exactly Counterspell. Oh, that's so bad. So I'm going to attack here, I think. Yeah, we attack here. Oh, that's really... Yeah, so they're going to go Brazen Borrower, block. Yeah, I think we've put up a good fight considering we mulled to 4. And I think we've been very close to winning this. Oh, I didn't consider that my opponent could potentially activate the Hall of Storm Giants. No attacks from their Murktide Regent, though. Okay, there's a Wrenn and Six. Guess we'll play that. Start pinging my opponent. Yeah, we're going to lose that anyway. Thing is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How much does this cost to activate? Only 6. So, yeah, Wrenn and Six just a bad draw there. Okay, we would, yeah, like Memory Deluge, Expressive Iteration, both really good there. Solitude, would have liked a Solitude. Another Omnath would have been fine. I got a Brazen Borrower. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to take 7 here. Down to 4. Opponent goes to... Oh, and then they can just attack with the Hall of Storm Giants. Yeah, GG's, but... That's ugh. Yeah, that's we just needed a tiny bit more help. And I think unfortunately mulling to 4. I did miss that consider. I wonder if that mattered. Let's draw a card, see if it would have mattered. Yeah, that was pretty rough. Not gonna lie. Draw a card here. Well, that would have been Solitude. So maybe missing that consider really mattered, because we go Solitude here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exile this. Block here. Yeah, there we go. That's the way it goes. Deck's really good fun. Seemed to perform pretty well. So not sure what I'd change. I think everything seemed fine. I think the sideboard, could do with some work. I think Fracturing, well, we didn't see any hammer time, so maybe Fracturing Gust is good. But yeah, let me know what you thought, and we'll see you again next time. Cheers.